Welcome to this demonstration of Canon Solutions for Accounts Payable Automation with JD Edwards. In this demonstration, we will show you how the invoices coming in, either as paper invoice or as email attachment, are converted into vouchers in JD Edwards. This is how the invoice is presented. You will see the captured information from the document on the right-hand panel of the screen, including the vendor number, invoice number, net amount, tax amount, and so on. You will see the image of the actual invoice that was captured in the middle portion of the screen. You can see that the vendor is automatically identified on this page. The vendor number is retrieved from the JD Edwards vendor master file, as well as the company code and vendor information. The vendor information is automatically identified here because it was able to take the information on the image and find that vendor in the JD Edwards vendor master. I have now logged into EIP as Operations or PAT Stock. Here is the user interface. These are all the invoices that require PAT Stock's attention. You see that these invoices have her as the assignee in the column. Normally, users will see in their inboxes only what they're required or allowed to work on. Now let's drill down into the invoice details. Press the link directly on the invoice number itself, an invoice details screen appears. From this screen, you can see all the critical information related to the invoice, including the invoice number, company name, vendor name, the images attached to the invoice, as well as the tax and net amounts related to the invoice. You can see another critical feature down below, which is the ability to collaborate with other individuals within the organization as you're working on accounts payable. It serves as an audit trail. It also helps to resolve discrepancies and to handle exceptions during the process. I will now enter a comment here that other people will be able to see. In the comment, I ask the approver working on this invoice to see the attached directive for processing invoices. Let me point out that the person responsible for approving this is a lady named Casey Brown, who is the finance manager. Through this action button under step number 3, Pending Coder Review, I can choose the action to submit the invoice, for I have completed the account coding. Since I don't have the approval authority for an invoice over $100, it will now be routed to my manager, Casey Brown. At the bottom of the screen, you see a recap of the GL distribution information that I corrected for this invoice. I will now submit it because it has been coded and I have the option of entering a comment. Now the status has changed to Pending Management Approval. Now that I have logged in as Casey Brown, the approver of that non-PO invoice, I have several different options from the drop-down on the invoice itself. One of them is to approve the invoice, which I can do from here. The most important thing here is probably the voucher ID of the voucher that was just created. 4052 on the screen shows the actual voucher ID within JD Edwards. Now, I didn't have to do anything for the voucher to be created in JD Edwards. It was all done automatically in the background. If you click on the link there, it navigates automatically into JD Edwards, where it will automatically query up the correct voucher and invoice that were created through the solution. You can see the voucher and invoice information here, including the line item data that I coded within EIP, the different charge accounts that were posted to General Ledger, the engineering and maintenance line, as well as the sales tax that was captured on the invoice itself. Please note that on the right-hand section of the document, you will see the contents that we related to as we were processing them through the solution. This uses the JD Edwards Cafe One content management integration. I hope this demo has helped you understand how the invoices coming in are converted into vouchers in JD Edwards. Thank you very much for watching.